Hey guys, it's Kevin again. This is going to be my review for Married Season 1, Episode 2, The Shower. And I loved last week's episode, don't get me wrong, but this episode, in my opinion, was 10 times better. It actually got us to care for some of the other characters that weren't featured as much in the last episode, got us to care for them. And it just was a really good episode, in my opinion. I really enjoyed it, and I just thought it was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. So in the very beginning, we see Lina and her daughters, she's having a real field day with her daughters. They're driving her nuts. Her youngest is complaining about not wanting to wear a dress. The middle child's complaining about, not wanting to be late for school. And the oldest daughter, is sort of just like sitting back and enjoying the ride and everything. And, Lena's like, well, you could be watching your sisters. So, she's having a real field day. And then she gets home and takes a shower. And Russ comes into the shower with her. But she, he wants to take a shower with her because, they're still trying to improve their sex life. But she said it's not long-lasting, it's too small, and she gets cold. It's not like it's only one shower head, and it's not like there's a whole bunch for them to be in, so that's why she doesn't want to do it. And their dog comes in, and Russ kicks him out, and then Russ then gets out of the shower, puts him outside, but he didn't shut the gate. And their dog is injured because Russ left the gate open. It fell on the front steps, and they find out it's going to cost them $5,000 in the process, which is not good, for the vet bill. And Russ suggests a vacation, but Lina tells him they can't afford it, and he asks her how much it would cost to put the dog to sleep. And she tells him that that's not happening because the girls love it and she's love it. You gotta do what you gotta do in that situation, but basically, he talks to AJ about the veterinarian bill, and he asks AJ to give him $5,000, and he says he will do it if he does something for him. His ex-wife Roxanne and Jerry are throwing a party because they are moving in together, and Russ says he's sorry for that, as Roxanne is AJ's ex-wife. But AJ says it's cool. He's good friends with Jerry, even teaching him how to mountain bike, and he's going there to their housewarming party to get some closure because his therapist suggested it would be a good way to have some closure with Roxanne. So he invites Russ too, and Lina doesn't understand if he's going, and so when he tells Lina, Lina doesn't understand if he's going to lend them money or not, and Russ says he thinks so, and that's why they're going to the party. Their daughters then come in and ask Lina to change and put on a dress, which Lina does, and then they drive their oldest daughter, Ella, to a sleepover, and Leah's pretty convinced that she's not going to make it through the night, because usually what ends up happening is she goes to sleepover, and then halfway through the sleepover, before it's night, she calls because she doesn't want to be there, and they drive her away. Anyway, and then they go to a party, and Lina can't believe they're at AJ's ex-wife's engagement party. Now, she wants to ditch, and Russ agrees. However, before they can, Roxanne opens the door and notices Russ and Lina. She invites them in, and they talk a little, and they see Jess, who talks to Lina, and she's showing, she's wearing a very revealing dress, and she said she felt like dressing up like a slut, and she goes to talk to Russ, and they go into the bathroom to talk, and she's snorting cocaine, snorting cocaine like that, and she tells him there is a guy at work, and things are getting a little too serious. And he tells her he thought she had a rule about work, and she says she does have a rule. Nothing happened, except he made her finger herself, which is really funny. Lina then has an awkward conversation with Roxanne, and Russ goes downstairs and takes Lina with him. He shows her that Roxanne and Jerry's house has 4 shower heads, and he wants to take a shower with her right now, and she tells him they can't right now, as they are at a party before anything can end, as they're at a party. I thought that was kind of funny. He then gets a call from AJ, and Russ goes to see him in the car. He talks to Russ and tells him he has been there for almost an hour crying, and that his therapist is full of shit because closure is not going to do anything. So Russ gets into the car, asks where they're going. He takes Russ to what used to be him and Roxanne's home, and I thought this was really interesting. For the rest of the episode, we kind of have 2 little plots going on here. Basically, what ends up happening is they go to Roxanne, what used to be him and Roxanne's home, and it was cool to see because you can see, here's where we get to see some of AJ's, life, He's living in this very small shoebox apartment. He wishes, he could be here, she wants to sell the house, but basically, he tells her, AJ and Russ, they go to their apartment. They still haven't sold it, and AJ likes to come here, but Roxanne wants to sell it. And Russ tells him he's got to move on, but AJ tells him he needs Russ to be his friend right now and not his father, because, Russ is talking to him like he's his father. Now he has invited girls as well who kind of take a liking to Russ, and he gives the girls a tour of what used to be his home, remembers his daughter's room and how much she loved it, which brings back very fond memories. It was honestly very touching there. So AJ continues to show the girls the house, and he shows them the workout spot that would be for intimacy. And Russ tries it out, and the girls love it, and basically, they're having fun with the girls. They strip all the way down to their underwear, and the girls bounce on the trampoline while AJ works out and Russ gets into shape, and, they're all, sexually dancing, and Russ is too, and, they're getting very distracted by them. They jump into the pool, and it turns out that the girls are actually bisexual because they're making out in the pool, and basically, AJ asks which one he wants before he can have fun, Russ then gets a text from Ella. She has bailed out on her sleepover, and he says goodbye to AJ and the girls, and he goes to pick up Ella, and I really like this next scene with Russ and Ella. I thought this was very well done, in my opinion. Russ tells Ella she's sorry she keeps making him do this. If she gets really scared, she just gets really scared. And he tells her it's okay. She asks him if everything is easier when you're a grown up, and he tells her yes. But it's kind of like he told her that because we know it's not true, but he told her that because it's kind of like his cop out. So he puts Ella to bed, and then Lina comes home. Now let's go to Lina's plot. Lina, in the meantime, was having fun with Jess. Lina was having fun with Jess in the meantime. Basically, Lina and Jess, they were leaving the party because Lina didn't want to be there and Russ wasn't there. They thought it was stupid. But Jess tells her it's still early. They want to go out somewhere. She takes her over to this bar or whatever. And Jess tells her about her work crush, and Lina says she misses work crushes. And Jess said that Russ told her that Lina is planning on going back to work. And she said she doesn't know. Her last resume was a floppy disk, and she then sees her work crush, who has brought another date for Lina. And they're doing shots, basically. And basically, Jess asks Lina to dance with her. Lena's clearly drunk, but Lena's clearly drunk, but, Jess and Lina, they're clearly drunk, but Lina dances with her. And, basically, Lina and Jess, they leave the bar, they're all out of money. And they go to an ATM, but Jess forgets her PIN number. Then she remembers it, and Lina tells her tonight was actually really fun. And Jess tells her the fun does not need to stop, and they go for tacos. And basically, Lina returns home, when Russ comes home. And she lies down on the bed and says she can't get her dress undone. She said she had the best time with Jess. She's obviously a little drunk, and she tells him that Jess is handling her resume. She is trying to go, look for jobs. He asks her if she remembers the times before they had kids. They went to the beach, they went in the shower, stayed there for an hour, and didn't care how long they were in there. And he wishes they could get that back. And that's basically how the episode ended. They both fell asleep, and the episode ended. That's pretty much what the episode was. Now, overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought this was a very good episode, in my opinion. A couple things I really liked about this episode. One, it was a very funny episode. I thought the episode was actually really funny this time. And it still had some of that dramatic aspect because, stuff with, AJ and things like that. Plus, you can see that Lina and Russ's sex life is not as strong as it used to be. And, they want to have a good sex life, but the problem is they have kids and everything, so we'll have to see what happens there. What do you think that whole conversation, the conversation that Russ had with Ella, and he said yes to her, what do you think that means? I think it kind of means that he's kind of upset, sick of him not having sex with Lina and things like that. You know, we saw that in this episode. Also, I love that this episode got us to care more for AJ. We saw more of AJ's apartment. I mean, we saw more of what AJ's life used to be. I mean, I really cared for AJ in this episode. I really did, and I like that the episode got us to care for him. I thought that was definitely very well done. I like Jess's character more now. I think she's a really good character. I think, you know, definitely that was really good. The acting was a little bit better in this episode. I thought the acting was actually really good in this episode. But overall, I really enjoyed this episode, and that's pretty much all I have to say. But that's it for my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be my review for You're the Worst. So I'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.